And I don't want to sound like somebody who doesn't appreciate what Spielberg has been doing, but the man, y'all know he's been on this serious shit. It's almost like Daddy came home from work and found that box of old toys that he just couldn't give away. Meanwhile, we are the kids who are looking around the corner like, look at Daddy. Get your ass to bed. Shut up. Let me go ahead and take my shades off right now before I go any further. Oh, he's about to get serious. I ain't gonna get too serious, but I'm gonna get very sincere with you because I want to share something with the folks out there that might help you. Now, I also want to be sincere with my compliments here. I'm looking at Mr. Korey Goodwin here. Man is so handsome, with or without all that fur on his face.
Very handsome man.
Very handsome man. I'm jealous of him because he can grow a beard. First of all, I have trouble growing a beard. It just gets all scraggly and everything. I have to actually get advised on shaving and shaving products. I go to the store all the time and I talk to these people behind the counter. Martin, they just break my heart because I think they're lying to me. They're just trying to get my money.
It's want your money.
I've gotten some feedback from people who said, hey, I've tried one service that actually works. I stand by the product. And the best thing, Korey, you know, you've been going to these stores. You don't have to go nowhere now. Just sit at home and it's going to come straight to you.
Yeah, you don't like going places.
Dollar Shave Club is for a limited time only offering their shit, shower, and shave set. That's right, you heard it. Your shit, shower, and shave set for only $5. Not a lot of money to shit, shower, and shave, Martin. And it comes with some of their popular items, including their executive razor, along with 3 sample size versions of some of their most popular items. Their executive razor here, and you get the cassette cartridges. I have 4 right here. Hold that, feel the weight on that, Martin.
Oh, that's good.
It's a solid piece, dude.
Yes, yes. Now, that's just your face, or wherever you want to use that razor button. They also got your whole body covered. They have the shave butter that'll help you shave so smooth and gracefully, and you're gonna feel so nice when it's done. You also have in here the body wash, the body cleanser. This one comes in amber lavender. The only thing you got to take care of now is that ass.
Oh, is it the one wipe Charlie's?
How did you know?
Oh, I know the squad, man.
I see somebody got a fresh butt in here.
Oh, yeah.
They say there has never been a better way to wipe that ass, Martin. As I said, this is available for a limited time only, $5. And after the first box, replacement cartridges are sent for only a few bucks each month. Where you gonna go, Martin? Because I see you wondering right now.
I believe it's Dollar Shave Club.
You're close, Martin. It's dollarshaveclub.com/toasted. One more time, I got it right here. dollarshaveclub.com/toasted. Dollar Shave Club has you covered from face to ass. And thank you to Dollar Shave Club for sponsoring this video. Now let me go ahead and get back to the review. Put my cool Mo D back on. DTmerch.com. Jerseys, backpacks, phone covers, hats, beanies, all kinds of things over there.
All those great things.
All of them. Raspberry, strawberry, walnut, lime. Martin looked at me and laughed tonight because I saw this movie and I said, ooh. And Martin's like, look at you. They just mention something from your childhood and you clutching pearls and getting vapors and shit.
Nostalgia climaxing.
Nostalgia climaxing several times. Mm-hmm. Pants just as moist.
Okay.
I told Martin, you damn right, it is that easy. Just throw the Atari 2600 at my head. I'm like, ooh, so nice. Somebody got to be an adult around here, not my dumb ass dressed up like the blind fisherman right now.
Yeah, it's like you got dressed in the dark.
Yeah. Well, Martin, I had my shades on.
Glasses on. Sure, this all matches, I'm sure.
Shit, there's a silver alert out for me right now.
Yeah, don't wear that driving home tonight.
Oh, no. Years ago, before Martin and I even started doing Double Toasted, I remember we were just doing something that was kind of a limbo show. And I told Martin, I said, man, have you read this book called Ready Player One? And Martin, not only is this a great book that just touches all over my nostalgic spots. It just knows the right spots to hit. But representing Austin too, we got our man Ernie. That's what he goes by to his friends.
Right.
You know, if you ain't from Austin, that's Ernest Klein. But around here, we call him Ernie. Ernie Klein.
Yep.
Driving around that DeLorean.
Every chance he fucking gets.
This motherfucker is trying to go to 1950s America every week. You see his ass trying to go 55 gigawatts just to go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I mean, considering what you got to pay for one of those, I suppose if I bought one, I'd drive it all over the place too.
Yeah, because he got that money.
But it will not go 88 miles an hour.
No. Shit, it won't go 45 miles an hour. I mean, that shit is old. But Mark, when he does, just you wait.
He don't need roads no more.
He don't need no, where he going, he don't need no roads. He gonna get there because now he got that Spielberg money.
I know.
Yeah, they bought the rights to his book. And, of course, we're talking about Ready Player One. I really do like this book. I do recognize the faults in it. I mean, some people say, hey, it's just too nostalgic for me. I mean, this man just go way too far with this.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, I know. Some people can't handle it.
Yeah, man, you know it goes too deep into nostalgia.
Talk about Rush for 80 pages. Oh, my God.
The movie follows very closely to that. It is the year 2045, Ohio. And at that time, times are rough. Times are so hard that people are almost killing each other over bandwidth and corn syrup. People kill each other over porn and pancakes at this time. And the only thing that's got people kind of settled, taking their minds away from all this hardship, starvation, what they call this dystopian society, is this thing called the Oasis, created by this man named Halliday. And we follow our hero here, Wade Watts, who knows Halliday so well that when the man dies and leaves an Easter egg in this oasis, which is just one big futuristic, the most realistic VR you could ever get into. I mean, people stay in there because it's just like living in real life. I mean, except I can't take a shit here. I eat, but you know,
it's like Second Life, but better.
But I'm gonna drop that turd and I'll be back. But once that happens, once he dies, there's an Easter egg that's hidden. And because once the man dies, he's like, you know what? I'm a Willy Wonka these motherfuckers. Yep. More nostalgia. So
solved by Riddles 3.
Yes. This ain't no golden tickets. We have a literal Easter egg in here, a giant golden egg. And when you find this, not only will you rule the Oasis, but you will be a trillionaire. And you will have complete control over this wonderful technology that the people love in this future. Of course, corporations all over this too, because they want to rule this very, very valuable property, and they will stop at nothing to stop Wade and his friends, to the point of even committing murder, perhaps. Now, we're going to go ahead and watch the trailer, because the big thing with this is that when Ernest Cline wrote this book, it was almost like this big love letter, not only to the 80s, but to Spielberg, who was such a part of the 80s and such a part of people's childhood during that time. Spielberg said, give me my shit back. Yoink. Hey, wait a minute. I got two things. I can either make a movie of this or I can have you murdered right now.
In your DeLorean.
Yeah.
It'll look like an auto accident.
In your DeLorean. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer of this love letter to Spielberg, directed by Steven Spielberg, and we'll be back with our review.
I'll wave to you from the finish line. McFly.
Oh, she said McFly.
Yeah.
Like from Back to the Future.
Oh, my God, you got that?
Oh, my God. Yeah, you know, like that movie.
Oh, no.
That thing, that word, that name. Let me just give y'all a glimpse of my eyes when I say, shit. For me, I know Martin don't want to hear it, but for me, look, I'm going to tell you, okay, I'll put my glasses back on because I don't want to look at y'all right now.
Okay.
Looking at me. They're looking at me with disapproving eyes. And that's fine. That's fine. I don't care.
You don't know what we think.
Yeah, man.
And don't care what you think. This ain't for you. Some of you people out there who are already talking about this. All this nostalgia going on. For me, this movie, I get it. It is a lot of pop culture talk. It's a lot of CG going on. It's a lot of nostalgia. Some even say forced nostalgia in there. I get it. And for me, this took every pop culture reference in every ounce of CG from every genre movie that they could get legally. They just crammed it in a baseball bat and beat the fuck out of me in the best way possible.
They whack-a-mole your ass.
They whack-a-mole my ass several times. Maybe I'm delirious right now. I don't know what I'm talking about. But
You on the 80s high.
help me, I'm on that shit. I'm just in that nostalgia crack house, just laid up.
Should have listened to Nancy, man.
Korey,
Just say
Korey,
no.
Come get him.
Wearing your American flag shirt.
Martin, is that you? What you doing here? No, man.
I hate you, Aunt Betty.
You know something? If you were the kind of person that looking at this and you're saying, man, I don't know if I can handle all this. This is the same thing that we've been complaining about for all these movies out here. It's just taking just buckets of CG and just throwing them up there on the screen. This is way too much. Well, then you know what? Keep your ass at home. It is not for you. Because what they're going to do is they're going to pick your ass up and throw you in a whirlpool of CG. And either you're going to enjoy it or you're going to drown. So what you might as well do if you're going to go here, sit back and just soak this shit up like you in a jacuzzi. This movie gets a pass.
Oh, wait. No.
No, it does.
Whoa.
And see, they already start. See, let me explain. It gets a pass.
Let him say his piece.
Let me say my piece. It gets a pass for the buckets of CG. I mean, it just takes it and dumps it all over your head.
Yeah.
And it has earned that right to use this much CG. It has earned that right to put this much nostalgia in there because that's the point. You know, when you see this here, a lot of people going to say there's so much CG and half of it don't even look convincing. Half of it don't even look real. It don't look real because it ain't a goddamn video game.
We know that, man.
I'm not talking to you.
Okay.
I'm talking to them.
Okay.
This
Is he looking at us? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Y'all can't tell. Y'all can't tell. I'm talking to them. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm talking to them. Well, okay.
I'm sorry. I'm not talking. I'm sorry. I'm talking to you. No, this right here is just one big uncanny valley here. Because it's supposed to remind us that they're in a video game. You know, nothing is supposed to look real. It's supposed to still feel like you're in a video game. This is meant to be a combination of a live action cartoon, a CG animated cartoon, an animated film, and a live, and a live action movie going on at the same time. What we normally complain about with movies like this, about just throwing in too much action, too much CG, too many special effects, and that being the only thing they're riding on. Well, this movie somehow found a way to make that, as far as I'm concerned, a bonus because it is woven into the story to tell its story.
I think as an adaptation of that book, I think it does a good job.
Yeah, I'm not being cheap. I'm not being some hipster who's like, oh, he talked about something that I know from my childhood. No, it's just that they were able to hit on so many things that captured the feeling for me personally. It's not going to be that way for everybody.
You know what it is?
What's that?
With all that nostalgia and those things that pop up, you go like, oh, that's Batgirl, and there's this guy, and there's this guy. The movie doesn't stop to go like, huh?
Yeah.
Look who's here? Huh? It just keeps telling its story, and those things are there.
I read the book in preparation for this, and that was the biggest fucking mistake I could have made.
Why
because
is that?
There's so much stuff in here that doesn't follow the book. And I'm just judging this on a movie by itself, so I'm not going to be like, you didn't do this, you didn't do that.
Sure.
But like there are big plot points that are completely different in
right.
here. So if you're going in here like saying, I want the adaptation of this book, like, no, there's characters that should have died that don't die. There's characters that play minor roles that play major roles in here. There's like multiple chapters of this book that don't pop up in the beginning of this film. And they even changed the way some of the big climax scenes happen. So like, don't go in this movie beholding it to the novel.
Everybody who would complain that it's not just like the book, I'd say go back and compare the book to the Watchmen movie. And that's where somebody was slavish about, I got to make this look just exactly like these panels. And you come away going like, yeah, man, but you completely missed what this book was about. It still really captured the feel of the book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I totally agree with that because with this, I mean, not only did it capture the feel of the book, but it captured the feel of things that you liked if you had that experience. There are moments in here where it captured that experience of me playing video games from a child to now. Moments where they find hidden levels and hidden doors and hidden discoveries. And I was like, man, I did that. You know, that was me too. You know,
I cheated.
Yeah, I mean, they played one of my favorite video games as a kid coming up. I'm not gonna tell you what it is because it's a big thing near the climax, but that was my game as a kid. That might be something that's done to a fault because they really go into detail about that, and a lot of people.
Yeah, I couldn't give a shit about that.
Yeah, if you don't know, you don't know.
Something that they changed. Yeah, but chill.
But I agree with Martin though, where it's just like, man, look, if you miss something, then you just miss it. The movie don't give a fuck. Don't sit up there with your imaginary remote control trying to pause shit. Or don't
That's how you feel, man. Because like, God, it's going by so fast. Jesus Christ.
don't be telling the movie. Don't wait. The movie like fuck you. You better hang on. I mean, because that's the thing with this movie is that it is Easter egg. The movie, there's some small faults to that. For the most part, it's good. I mean, it's always going to give you something to look at the whole time. My eyes were just busy. You will be busy. This movie will put your ass to work.
You need to not be that busy because don't do that to yourself.
Then don't do that because I was working with this movie. It's fun in a way to do that. Don't try to do a Where's Waldo movie now. Because it's not gonna hold up to this. I want to know some complaints from you guys, and I know you said there's some complaints for people who might not like it being so
different from the novel,
so different from the book.
Yeah.
But what are your complaints?
I mean, I think some of the actors in here really didn't do well. Like Ben Mendelsohn's like super duper arch in this. Like he's overdoing it more than he did in Rogue One. So you're like, Jesus Christ, like he's doing that, and then I feel
he does everything except twirl a mustache.
Yeah, and then you have Ty Sheridan in here, and like he's supposed to be the character like I'm rallying behind, and he's supposed to be the one like I'm like everybody believes in this guy. But like you even see in the trailer when he gives like this speech and he's like, guys, listen, we gotta protect this. And you're like, bro, that wasn't like Spielberg wasn't like cut. Let's do that again.
Well, you know what?
Well, he can't be Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Well, no. I understand that, but like it's when I can hear somebody like they're reading the words on the script, that's not a good look. Like you can read it to the point where you just sound like a gamer that doesn't have any confidence or a socially awkward guy. Sure. But like he's reading it like reading this directly from like he saw the script 3 minutes ago.
Well, you know what? I have some disagreements with you there then. I don't think throughout the movie that they do enough to distinguish the Oasis from reality. Now, when I say that, I wanted a moment, and I got it early on in the film. I wanted a moment like from The Wizard of Oz, where Dorothy, when she first opens that door and it's Oz out there, she goes from black and white to Technicolor. Sure. Because even when I was a kid, that's an old ass movie. Even when I was a kid, I was like, damn, that's vivacious right there. Right. I wanted that ooh moment. And during the beginning of this movie, kind of got that because they introduce you to the world that these characters live in called the Stacks, which is nothing but
a multi-level trailer park.
I like the way they combined the projects in a trailer park. Bringing the races together. It's they got trailer parks stacked on each other, and I wanted the contrast from that dreary world to the Oasis. That's why people escape.
Do you think maybe that was like kind of done on purpose though? Because like the Oasis is just such an ingrained part of their life now. It doesn't really feel as special as it does going into it the first time.
During the beginning of the movie, I thought that they did it. It's like at the very beginning of the movie, they went through like Minecraft and islands, and it was very colorful. Blue skies and all that kind of stuff. And later, as you see right here, the colors got a little more muted. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, it's still amazing to look at, but it got to a point where they went from it's this vibrant world where I'm getting that ooh moment.
Yeah, that Mario Land look to it.
Yeah, exactly. To the moment where just like, well, now we just want to show you how many characters we were able to legally get in this movie.
It would save rendering power if you limit your palette.
You got to render this Ninja Turtle you see for 2 seconds.
Yeah. It is the CG that's a star in Spielberg. For me, this is where. We've gotten to the heyday of Spielberg that people have been nostalgic for if you are a big fan of Spielberg and you grew up with him in the 80s. This is the first time in decades, really. I mean, I know he's played with CG and done a lot of things, Minority Report, AI, and things like that. But this is
him going full Bob Zemeckis.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's a great way of putting it, man. This is because this is Roger Rabbit, man, in a way. This is Roger Rabbit on and fucking Polar steroids.
Express.
Yeah.
This is the first time that we've had the Spielberg that we know from the 80s and special effects technology from today fully embraced each other and been like, where have you been? Why have I never known you this well like this right now?
Father.
I don't want to sound like somebody who doesn't appreciate what Spielberg has been doing, but the man, y'all know he's been on this serious shit.
Yeah, The Post.
Lately, The Post and,
Bridge of Spies.
Bridge of Spies, which are movies that I really admire and I love, but look, this man, I get it. He got, he got to act like a responsible adult. He got to go out and, get some Oscar nominations. With this, it's almost like a responsible adult. Daddy came home from work, hanging around in the attic or the basement, and found that box of old toys that he just couldn't give away, and pulled them out and just start playing with them again. Meanwhile, we are the kids who are looking around the corner like, look at Daddy. Get your ass to bed. This is a movie where he's having so much fun because it is his shit. Yeah. This is pretty much, I compare it to this. It's almost like somebody, like a band playing their greatest hits, except they got like a pretty young new lead singer, for them. And the reason why I want to bring that up is because that's Spielberg making sure that he has fun. But where this deviates from the book is that the book was so stuck on the 80s.
Yeah.
They could have just called this book 80s Land.
Yep.
And I mean, with Ernie Klein, he had an obsession with the 80s and obsessed over little micro things of the 80s.
Right.
And Spielberg knows better. That's why I keep bringing him up, because he knows better to not just make it about himself, but the script writers here, Zach Penn and even Ernie Klein, they said, okay, you know what, we can't corner this movie into the 80s. And they go in there and they have stuff from the 90s now, because they have Overwatch. They have stuff from the 70s. There was one part where somebody was bumping Earth, Wind, and Fire somewhere.
Right. Yeah.
Somebody was bumping R&B from back like in the 60s. It's so they were smart enough to say, hey, we're not just going to make this about one generation. That's just way too much of a gimmick right there.
Right.
When this movie opened up, not really when it opened up, but like they had the first challenge that's in here.
Yeah.
And that blew my mind. And y'all look at King Kong in here and y'all laughing about it. King Kong made for one of the most interesting video game bosses.
That shit was horrifying.
They made King Kong scarier than he ever was in any of his own movies.
Yeah, man. Like the beginning of this movie, it starts right there, and it felt like you were on one of those Universal Studio rides, because there's just so much shit going on around you, and you're just trying to keep up. And like I felt like the seat was moving even though it wasn't. I was like, Jesus Christ, how much can you cram up here?
It would be good to see this in D-Box.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I plan on
in
going,
IMAX.
I'm planning on going back to see this in IMAX, and it just has fun with these kind of images. I mean, you want to talk about some of the nostalgia that knows how to blend itself with some good action. I mean, just things happen briefly, and they just make for little mini set pieces. Like when the T-Rex comes out in the middle of one of these chases. I mean, I think that's from the first. That is King Kong and the T-Rex from Jurassic Park.
The first 5 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, together. We've been waiting on that team up right there. And, it even makes you want to go back and watch some of, like when I saw that T-Rex, that little bit was so much fun. It made me want to go back and watch the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. It makes you want to go back and just do, and you yearn for those things that you enjoy so much.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that when Spielberg was saying he was taking this up, he's like, listen, I'm making this movie, but I'm going to try to remove a lot of my stuff because I don't want to look like I'm sucking my own dick up here. But like
which kind of was.
Yeah, but I mean, they do things that are like that, where you see the T-Rex come in from Jurassic Park, but then there are also more subtle things like sound cues that are used from previous Spielberg things. So you're like, all right, I appreciate like the details that you went in with this.
Yeah, moving on from the visuals and to some of the actors here, I liked Ty Sheridan in this. He's not a great character, not at all. But I did like the way that they were able to direct him to be one character in real life, kind of shy, and then when he's in the Oasis, of course, he's got a little bit of a strut. He's more confident. He's more handsome. And we'll get to the bad thing about this, but also I love Olivia Cooke in the movie. I mean, I'm not, okay, love is a strong word here, but I do enjoy her in the film. Maybe just a little bit more of trying to make her the strong female protagonist in here, you know, just a little bit. But I did.
I dug her being that. She was one of the better characters.
I like her. No, I did. And plus, I like that actress. If you haven't seen Thoroughbreds, watch it. It's very good. And plus, you might remember her from Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. But they got the corniest ass love story.
It is bad, man.
But the general audience, they want that.
I think even the general audience is like, damn, that was quick.
Yeah. Like, how long have you solving this for? Oh, that's another thing too about this. It feels like they're solving all this stuff really quick.
Oh yeah,
they got.
That's
right.
Because this time in the book, it's like it took forever.
Yeah,
as well it should.
Yeah, and I got why they had to do that very quick. Oh, you know, and another thing, I love Olivia Cook, but there's another thing where y'all trying to take this really gorgeous girl and make her ugly. You know, you just put like a
spaghetti sauce stain
on her.
Her Kratos God of War eye.
You put the state of Florida over her right there.
I know this makes me ugly. Girl, please.
Yeah. And then it looks like it's disappearing as the movie goes on. It's like this big. It's like this big.
Yeah,
it's like
shrinking in there.
Like, all right.
She looked like she looked like that dog that has that cute patch over their eye, you know.
Spots.
Yeah, but the dog is still cute, you know?
Yeah,
it's like this girl is way too pretty for you just to put a splotch over her eye.
See, I told you wouldn't want to look at me. Okay,
my
sure.
birthmark. Oh, I'm hideous.
So somehow I'll persevere through, okay?
You know, you just ruined my heart on right now because you making me mad. Oh, you know, you just fishing for compliments. Oh, I know my eye turns you off. I'm so grotesque. Bitch, shut your ass up. You pretty as hell. Look at you.
But like one of the big things I feel like was a negative for this is the time outside of the Oasis just kind of it's just such a drag, and it doesn't really feel as inspired as everything else in here. And I know it's, you know, when you're in the Oasis, you could do whatever you want to, but I still feel like they could have made a better movie for the outside parts.
No. Actually, when I think about the two major things, I mean, there's some minor things that were negatives for me, but one of the major things is when they show the outside world, I was like, how does this civilization work? Because it seems like nobody goes to work. Nobody's doing things to keep it going. Even when they show the Japanese businessmen at work, one of them's playing the game and losing his shit. I'm like, dude, you're fucking fired. That's like playing solitaire at your desk.
Yeah. Well, you know, the thing with
but with the stacks and all the world, when they talk about how depressed and dystopian it is, but it's like I'm kind of not seeing that.
Yeah, and then they're like, we're gonna lose the house. I'm like, have you not already lost it? This shit looks terrible.
Yeah. I guess for me, the reason why the stacks didn't bother me too much is because, well, it really wasn't the focus of the movie. They set up that world quickly and they wanted to take you to the Oasis. And I was saying this from the trailer that the stacks, they look like they do in the movie to me. I mean, I'm sorry, in the book. It was funny because everybody in this movie congregates in front of those same the shitty ass trailers. Yeah. You know, when everybody does anything in the stacks, they all get together in that same stack of trailers.
Right.
And you know what? Like I said, they didn't spend too much time there. They got out of there very quick.
Yeah.
And as far as Bill Mendelsohn, man, Ben. Well, I can say I know I'm gonna fuck it up somewhere. Ben Mendelsohn. I look. He's again typical arch corporate villain.
Man.
But I like Ben Mendelsohn. You know, you could even see him. They got short shots where he just villainous as hell. And I don't mind that because the character's not strong. I will even say a lot of these characters aren't strong. I told you the CG is the star, and they're just trying to rush his story along. But Ben Mendelsohn, I just love that he's just embraced just being a villain, you know, because people have looked at him like he's always covered in slime, you know, and they say, well, you know what, ain't nobody gonna buy you as a good
lead
guy,
man.
as a lead man,
or even a
not
nice
even
person.
a lead man. Nobody's gonna buy you as just a law-abiding nice person. You're gonna be evil as fuck, and that's how we're gonna cast you. This man probably goes to church every Sunday and gives to charities, but he looks evil.
You are a lizard creature to us.
Yeah, he really is. This man is not even a lizard. He's a salamander. He just is moist.
Yeah, he's an amphibian.
He's amphibious, man. And so it feels like he's just kind of embraced it, being a villain, and he just, you know, with whatever limited range he has with this villain, he seems to be enjoying it. And even surprised me with some people I did like. The character that I like the most that I thought I would not, because I said he just looks weird, is is Mark Rylance.
Oh yeah, I remember you were having a problem with him in the trailer, and I just thought, oh, I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah, because he looks like he looks like a burnt out '80s rocker, or he looks like somebody's creepy old aunt or something, And I look at him here, and in the movie, he's probably, now if you want somebody to kind of feel for, I think that he's the one that you will get emotional over. He's one of those guys who created the Oasis because he can't relate to reality. It's almost like he has autism in a way, and he kind of gives within his. He doesn't have a whole lot of time here. But for this movie, I mean, it's nothing that's going to make you cry or anything, but he gives a moving performance. And I could see why Spielberg, that this guy's turned into his muse. I was like, why aren't you getting a young boy like Scorsese or something, why are you getting this old dude rated? But this guy is amazing. They do things here where they de-age him. They put, CG de-aging effects on him. And he's great in those roles. I think he's actually really good.
And big ups to, I don't know if they
Simon Pegg?
Yeah, I don't know if they dubbed his voice. So he's been practicing an American accent because it sounded pretty good until a certain part.
Yeah.
Well, there was a point where even then I was like, man, if this is Simon Pegg.
Yeah, I was like, if this is him, that's dope. But if it's somebody dubbing over him, they still did a good job with the lip rendering.
Yeah.
Not so much with those wigs they stuck on him though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was every time he was on there, I was like, man, I'm not one to get hung up on details, but those wigs are bad.
Fantastic Four wigs.
The movie, besides just not sticking on the 80s, made improvements in a lot of places that I was pretty impressed with. Because you mentioned it earlier. There are parts in the book where it seemed like Ernie Klein might just be, he might have autism himself. He's just obsessive over things.
Yeah, you're reading like, do you need a minute?
Yeah, because in the book, the book stops because he is just he's obsessing over Rush. And now they actually use that a little bit to great effect in the trailer.
Monday warrior, mean strike. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride.
I just wanted to watch because I love the editing with the sound on there.
I know, it's so good in the trailer and it's never in the movie.
It's never in the movie.
It was like, man, you spent so much time talking about Rush in the book. You can't slide one song in the movie?
No. And don't get me wrong, man. I love Rush. Tom Sawyer is one of my favorite songs. Tom Sawyer, I told you, that was a song that I had amped up in my head when I walked into the bar and thought I was a badass.
Yeah.
I think I was going to pick up every girl in there. Today's Korey Coleman, big hard dick. But I don't want to watch somebody jack off over Rush.
Yeah.
And that's what they did in the book, and they don't do that. They knew what to take out, and they knew what to leave in, and they do a good job at that. There are points in here where you go to sections that are made for the book. There's a horror section in here where it's like going into a spook house almost. And I don't remember that being in the book.
It's not.
Okay.
That was the saying I was saying, the second challenge, like that's completely different than what it is in the book.
There's moments like that where they knew when to just make changes for the better.
Yeah.
They knew when to make changes for the book. It's not going to be for everybody. And I don't know how this is going to connect with everyone. It's not a great movie. I don't even think it's this great film that everybody was anticipating it to be. But that's fine, because it's a movie you can just have fun with. That's the biggest thing. Are you having fun? Because it wants to do nothing else. It doesn't want to be deep. It doesn't want to try to tell you this story with all these subplots and deep details in there. It does have a message. It has a deeper message than I think more people are giving this credit for. And I don't even know if it really meant it. But as I watched this, it almost made me sad, because I said, man, looking at this is kind of this technology scares me. Mm-hmm. At the same time, I really want that shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, man, I don't understand how. Okay,
so you could just disappear and never do this ever again.
Somebody would find me in an apartment with my underwear on, just drooling, half dead, goggles on my eyes.
With your pets eating most.
Maggots on my knees. But I'm still alive. But I'm hanging out in the Oasis. I'm alive and vibrant there. This is a world with that has not only given up hope, it's kind of hopeless, but they've also lost meaning. And that is why they hang out in this artificial world. And that is something that we kind of see going on with our society today.
Sure.
So I thought it served as somewhat as a very entertaining cautionary tale. For me, it's a full price. I kind of got everything that I wanted from this. Of course, I could ask for more, but for what I got, I enjoyed it. And yes, there's even a part in the middle of the movie where I was like, okay, you know what? This really is exhausting, and this gimmick is not working anymore. But the climax picked it right back up.
A lot of moments in here, it pulled me out of it. It just felt like Steve Spielberg handed it off to the B squad and it's like, y'all go do this. And then, I'm
gonna do the fun part.
I'm feeling the good shit.
I can see that. It's almost like it's just he had a whole crew of second unit directors that he just treated as slaves.
Yeah, and so Steven Spielberg is Ben Mendelsohn's character in this. But yeah, this is a movie I do want to go see again, especially in IMAX, because this is just so much stuff on screen. Like this needs to be seen in the loudest way you can see it, and then in the largest way you can see it. But those elements that do draw back from the main film for me, it does kind of pull back and lower my rating down to a matinee.
All right.
At first, I was all into it. I was like, man, all the stuff I always wanted, you're selling it now? I can buy it? And it's like, wait, you won't stop selling it. It's everywhere. I see you trying to cram it down my throat. Enough already. What am I going to do with all this shit? I can't play with these toys anymore. It's too much. So just being able to see, oh, there's something I recognize. There's something. After a while, it's like, yeah, okay, it's there. They aren't those actual people. It's just somebody playing that avatar. And like for me personally, it's more of a matinee. But I would give it a full price because I think it really succeeds at what it's trying to do. And it took this book that could have been unfilmable and really turns it into something. It makes it an actual movie. Not one of the best, not one of the greats, but certainly enjoyable while you watch it. It achieves what it's going for. Mm-hmm. So I would give it a low full price. If I were to see this again, I would go see it in D-Box.
Yeah, I'm going to see it this weekend in IMAX.
I ain't going to see this in D-Box. This will kill you.
Yeah. Especially that first scene. Oh, Lord.
You will be a puddle in a seat when this is done. Yeah. This movie will kill you. Hey, this movie will be responsible for the first death by Lazy Boy.
Yeah.